things that have happened, but I don't wanna. I'm gonna eventually get caught up.
I saw. Yeah. Anyways.
It says we're on. Are we on?
Oh, it's now live. It's now live.
Okay.
Hello, everyone.
Yeah.
We made
Hello,
it.
everyone. Technical difficulties. That's what happened when you have the oldest guy here be the one that runs everything. Tim or Cole. Hold on, your camera's off. I will say that when it comes to your disguise self, pulling it off on the people that you have pulled it off on, there's the advantages to you. But when dealing with experienced wizards and magic practitioners.
The next point.
It's a little bit.
These are Valoran. These are highly. Potter, I'm sure, would immediately see through any disguise I gave him, and I'm sure that Xenia as well would probably see through any facade I put on. Fortunately, maybe from afar, but on closer inspection, it is not perfect. Genie magic and all.
I mean, I have a couple ideas of what we could do if we do want to pursue talking to him.
I'd more like to pursue kicking his ass. But...
Well, we need information.
But questions are needed.
Lacking severely on that front. We could drug him.
I've got.
Not the fun kind of drugs, Kaladin.
I mean, it could work too.
The fun kind of drugs can work sometimes.
But, drugging him or doping him up enough so that he can't use his magic.
Verwin, I've heard some things about pressure points. Is that something you've learned in your time at monastery?
Yes, however, for something quick, he would have too much time, I feel like, to react. I could stun him for, a second or two, but that's about it.
Well, that's a bummer. I think monks should be able to do the thing. You know what I'm saying? I think that. Oh, jeez.
This is probably our most dangerous endeavor. These are powerful criminals and powerful mages.
He has connections. He's deep within inside Neverwinter's government or the duchies, and that.
I almost want to say that we shouldn't do anything until after this party tonight. If we can get Miss Duel on our side in some form, then she might be able to give us an in.
And if that doesn't work, what if we try to hire the taxi?
I think you have to have some connections before you can even get up those kind of ranks.
Oh, that's fair.
I mean,
what if you were a local celebrity and you needed to?
What if you put on the best damn show anybody's ever seen?
Well, Colin, then you better put on the best damn show anybody's ever seen.
Well, and that's the thing. I feel like that would be the best distraction we could ask for if we needed to.
Kaladin, actually, please do remember that you were warned not only 10 minutes ago to not outshine the main performance.
Make sure you fall off the stage at the end. Just like,
But if I outshine them enough,
I think that would be a huge distraction, and that could benefit us.
Definitely a huge distraction, no matter what.
Thinking a little. God, I wish the rogue was here. Are you thinking a little subterfuge, behind the scene action? Maybe check out Potter's room while he's at the party.
That's a good idea. And
also, he was bringing someone though. Someone dangerous.
So I think I think that would be ideal. To while Calden's playing and Potter's down there, try to
But
find something.
I don't even know. I don't even know the character he's bringing with him. But the person he's bringing is much higher in rank, which probably means much higher in abilities.
And
Oh, I think was he bringing
Yeah.
Who is the book from the dock? You guys found a book on the dock that had like a bunch of code. You haven't done anything with it.
That was probably me.
You literally
I'm gonna say-
haven't touched.
I think I copied it, and I
think you did
left
copy
the doc, or
Okay.
I left the book on
and
the
then we
dock.
destroyed.
So in
No, I
that,
think I left it on him.
yeah, when you copied it, you did notice 2 words associated with 6 what you guessed is figures, people.
Mhm.
It was the Doc referred to himself as Doc, or the Harvester. It kind of, think of it like a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde book, where it doesn't
Yeah.
contradict itself, but it's like one part of it is about the experimentation and the research and all of this, and then on the other side it's like written like this need that he has to fulfill, like almost evil. Well, he was evil, but so you had the Doc and the Harvester, which you associated as the same person. The Seer and the Visionary. You didn't put a name to that yet. You have
was one of them the bug-eyed beetle? Or is that something different?
Look at the bar, dude.
I just have that right next to the taxi, so in my notes.
I'm pretty sure that's the tavern, dude. That's the
Okay.
tavern we were
Anyway.
in.
Was gonna try and be cool.
you had the Seer, the Visionary, you had the Taxi or the Transporter, Doc and Harvester, you had Bones, and the other word he was referred to as the Collector. You had Gears and the Inventor, which I should cross these guys out as you fucking put them down.
Give me a second, sorry. My bad.
And the last one you had is the Eyes, was referred to as Eyes or the Lookout. And from the very little bit of just copying it, what you gathered, obviously Potter was the guy that moved people fast. Doc
Right.
was the lead blood cleric, the blood cultist. You know, he was the one that took your shit.
Yeah.
You know what Eugene was? I would say by the description that Cole got, you would imagine that this is possibly the guy known as either the Bones or the Collector. Like the bodyguard, the meat shield,
Yeah.
if you will.
Muscle.
And then, correct me if I'm wrong, we heard that Potter was bringing Tavin.
Yeah.
Okay, and Tavin,
Wait,
Potter's like Tavin's right-hand man.
You would get that
It was
from the
definitely written in a way that was
conversation,
submissions.
but when you bring up Tavin, when you bring up Tavin's name, Verwin recognizes the last name as a noble name and a very, very, like, there's probably
Tavin
5
Glory.
or 6 like high level archmages in the Sword Coast, right? And this guy is one of those names associated with that. And in that
All right, then.
conversation, Potter was kind of begging him, like he wanted him to be there, almost like a kid wants his dad at practice.
Right.
Crazy idea. What if,
I'm in.
what if we just talk to him?
That is a crazy idea. What the fuck?
Yeah, Velwin, you're forgetting that we don't know. I mean, perhaps we are. Well, I mean, I don't want to say that we're all special or anything. We do a bit of trouble for them.
Right.
But
And I'm sure news travels.
Oh no, I'm sure they know who we are. That's my reason for
do
suggesting.
they though? I mean, I don't know.
Probably.
I'm worried that they know who we are.
I don't
That's
I don't
why-
think
know.
a conversation will happen for very long.
I'm not sure if they really knew who we are, we'd
In a-
still be around.
In a bunch of novels, written that I've read throughout my time at Candlekeep, villains like to monologue.
That's true.
Velwin, this isn't a book. This isn't a made-up
yes.
story that someone just put on paper.
You know,
Broadcast for
typically,
anyone to see.
When I have found that humans typically do like to talk about themselves. If you ask the right questions, they'll just talk your freaking ears off.
It's not just humans, it's most apples.
Yeah.
Was
Potter is prime asshole.
Hey,
That's
that's
an
option.
Prime
that's
asshole.
not fair. You haven't even heard him really talk. You don't know what Potter's
You were
mean,
to Crimson Lotus.
He
Instant.
wants
ass.
our blood and bodies and stuff. He's an asshole.
And to circle back on whether they know of you or not, they know that part of their faction was hit in Waterdeep. And then you guys had the Zents, if you remember, the Zentarum were like kind of just nitpicking at you through the first couple days when you were in Waterdeep and you had to put a bunch fucking down. So I would say maybe because of your races and your backgrounds and where you come from, they don't know who you are, but they probably know a group of different types.
They're gonna, if they see a fire genasi, they know that a fire genasi, a furbolg, Aarakocra, and a elf escaped in Daggerford. And if they see all of us together and make that connection, that's very dangerous for me and you and all of us.
I'm not opposed to the idea, but I think it's definitely a sticky one.
Oh, fair enough.
I mean,
You need
plan,
to come up with
plan B
something.
maybe.
We need
I'm all
Potter.
for. I agree. I'm all for reckless decisions, but I think this one takes. We need to think this out a little bit more.
So, I like the plan where we sneak into his chambers while he's at the party. At least one of us, or maybe two of us. One of us can be on lookout, and the other is obviously the distraction.
Well, I think we have a distraction right here.
Right.
Nudge at Kaladin. You two have the best eyes and the best stealth out of all of us. Sans Carver, who is unfortunately not here.
But would you want me as? Here's the thing: you could bribe yourself or use your magic to get within inside, his room. Miyaturu could be the lookout. We're the quickest.
True.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm not the most perceptive person, or
Okay.
very good at investigating things, or I get distracted easily.
All right, so then maybe I can. Yeah, Andy.
And I'm gonna have to probably do this throughout tonight's session because you weren't here for a couple. But you guys
Sorry.
had those. No, that's fine. You had those. Kaladin identified the necklaces taken off of those skeletons. So while you cannot disguise yourself, there is those if you want to use those to get around and try to.
True.
That's true.
I'm sorry. What did the necklaces do?
I turned. You know those people when we saw all the duplicates?
Yeah.
Those were people wearing these medallions. Each one turns you into a specific person.
Yeah, it's in my other notebook, but like one of them turns you into like an old man, one into like an old lady, like a young dude.
Okay.
So we think those were either the Crimson Lotus or maybe someone who was working with that undead crew. I'm not sure, but they were using it as means to get through the city, undetected.
Okay. Well, I'm all for going in there, and we do know where he's staying, right?
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
Do I?
Fine.
Do I? I don't know if I do, actually. I saw the inside of the room. I don't think I saw the outside.
Oh, we had a door number. Do we get a door number?
No,
Not for Potter.
Tim, or Colt, roll me a d20. Straight d20.
Roll high. Roll high. Natural 20.
18.
A what?
18.
Okay. Well, you were like looking at him through the magic. He did have a window, and you remember seeing like lights high. He's above you on the 5th floor.
All right.
You know, there's
On the
only a
5th floor.
couple like what's the rooms that you get on the top end of the top floors of hotels that are like
Yep. The suite.
yeah, it's like almost like a studio apartment, but you did see
Yeah.
like lights straight across from your view, and the only place you would see that is if it was looking towards the castle, which would put him
So,
on the north side above you.
okay, so 5th floor, north side suite.
If I do go, what if he's warded his room so he knows if someone has gone in?
Well, I'm gonna tell you that none of us can do anything about that, anyways.
No one has a
Unless
dispel
Paladin
magic.
has some tricks up his sleeve that I'm unaware of.
No, I mean I could make you more likely to not die.
No, that's okay. All right. Well, that's fine. I'm sure it'll be okay.
I could tell you if one was there.
Well, okay. How about this? We have that ring, right? That can hold a spell.
True.
Yeah, I do.
Could we put whatever can find magic into that ring so I can take that with me?
You'd need an hour, I think, to
Attune to it.
Well, we have all night.
Well,
No, you're not. You're not. No.
it's probably pushing close to midnight, so you probably have like if you want to push a long rest and sleep in a little bit.
Even if you took it, you could take an hour in the morning too.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Kaladin, you remember what time you were supposed to report to Lisette?
I think I was supposed to be there at like 5 to start at 6 or something. It was like I was supposed to be there like an hour early. I don't remember when I was supposed to start though. It was either 6 or 7.
All right. So we'll say 5. You go from your like time slot is like 6 to 7 ish, and then the regular band will play probably from 8 to 10, and then
Cool.
All right.
So you have some time
Paladin,
in
do
the
you want
morning
to cast a spell into my ring?
I'll give you a bunch of spells.
Yeah, I have 3 spots. You can put or how many? You can
3?
use the fifth level. 5. 1 through 5th. So if it's a first level spell, you can do 5.
Yeah. Or a third and a second, or a third and 2 first. Okay.
Take it off and unattune to it.
All right.
Okay, let's
And give it to Verwin.
Varun, what are you gonna need? What are you bad at? Well, you're not a great talker. No
This is true.
Okay, what do we think? Obviously we need the to see if there's magic
Any-
around, right?
Right.
Right, so we'll do that. I'll put a detect magic in there. Let's write this down. Spell. Storing.
I'm writing it down too.
Right. So detect magic. Yeah.
Go ahead. I have something for you after we're done for your show. I have an idea.
Okay. Do you think you want something to like heal yourself, or do you think that's not necessary?
I don't
do you
think so. I think
a
if anything were to happen, I would just get the hell out of there and run.
All right, so
That's
maybe
probably why.
communication. I could give you
Yeah.
a message.
Okay.
All right,
Sounds
so
good.
I'll put a sending in there.
Sending.
So
All right.
that's
I'm gonna
3
look-
spots. So
Yeah,
you have
so
4,
we're
you
at
have
one
one,
left.
one
Is that
spot
3?
left.
One first level.
Damn. Okay. I had a spell that I could do, but hello.
Sorry.
No, okay. I was thinking a counter spell might be good for him.
True.
But
I could give you like comprehend languages.
like
I know you're pretty good at that sort of stuff. Or like I could give you a disguise if you wanted a disguise.
I mean,
We
I
have the
could just wear a
necklaces.
necklace. Yeah, I could just wear a
Oh
necklace.
yeah, the necklace. I
Um,
could just give you another detect magic if you'd like,
or
or a
first level spell.
less. Yeah. Some healing.
I could give him a shield.
Do you have an invisibility spell?
That's too high level.
Oh, it has to be first.
I don't have it. I mean, I don't have it anyways, but it'd be too high level.
Okay.
I have 2 reaction spells I could give you if you get attacked. Shield's 1, if you get hit, it raises your AC. The other one I could give you is Hellish Rebuke, which just does damage.
I think.
I'm
I think.
gonna-
Oh, go ahead.
Just an idea. With a powerful mage person like him, if I was super smart, I'd probably make up my own language that no one but me could read.
I think it's probably a good idea.
All right, I'll take it.
All right, comprehend language.
I do expect that back. So
Of course.
All right.
As soon as I'm done up there, I'll find you guys and I'll give you back the ring.
hold on to it till we have time, you know.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll start. I'll tune a tune to it tonight, and then just sleep in an extra hour for tomorrow.
We're
You
gonna
will be
roll
breaking into
intelligence
Potter's and-
checks for you to use this because you're stepping out of your class. All right.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
However, on the flip side of this, I will say that you have 5 levels of spells in there. If you want to use detect magic 3 times, I'm totally cool with that kind of manipulation because it's like a give and go. It's a sacrifice. You know
Yeah.
that you can use 5 charges. Kaladin told you 2, only use 1. And the message uses 3. So you know that. I'm not going to put a high DC. I just think a monk using magic out of a magic ring, there's a very there's a chance that you'll
It
have to
could go
figure
wrong.
it out. You know,
Sure.
Yeah, learning curve.
right?
100%. All right.
Yeah, especially for the first time.
Not trying to put you at a disadvantage. I want you to know that.
No.
No, I do.
But-
It makes sense. 100%.
Okay.
So is there anything else you want to do before you go to bed?
Cole, you had an idea?
Well, it was just more of a question. So, Valorant, you will just a kind of an overview. Valorant will be breaking into Potter's room. Taruk, I'm assuming you will take the role of lookout. I'm definitely not going to. Kaladin, you are our main event. Oh, I did have an idea. It's only if you want it, and I'll pull out a potion.
Okay.
Or just in case you need a little extra.
What does it do?
I'm gonna lean in and whisper in his ear. It makes you breathe fire.
Oh no.
I just want to say, this is the
So
chaos.
I give you
This is the chaos I
my
love.
potion of fire breathing.
5 minutes earlier in this
I'm just saying-
conversation, Cole told Kaladin about how he wasn't supposed to outperform the next man. And then 5 minutes later, the ADHD kicks in and he gives him a potion of fire breathing.
So you have that, I don't.
You know, maybe don't use it, but you know, whatever.
No, it's just in case he needs a little bit more. I'm not saying, Khaled,
I'll use
do
this.
not burn the place down.
No, I'll use this if it seems like maybe he's gonna leave in the middle of the show, or like
Oh,
he
yeah,
hears
no,
he feels the war
it's
go
for
off.
spectacle. It's for spectacle.
To
It's not for
re-grab his
fighting.
attention. No.
All right, so
It's
so
pyrotechnics.
I mean, unless
Kaladin's
No.
distraction. I'm the sneak.
Not entirely clear on what I should do.
Interference.
don't you have Cole stuff
you should-
to do?
I think you should run interference. If he starts
I'll-
heading back early, or you know, something
No,
to distract him.
Makes sense. I do have an issue though. I'm kind of worried about. Well, no, I didn't disguise myself. Not really. When I bought the room, I was Cole, but just looking different.
No, you were when you bought the room, you were my manager, so you were human with the beard and the slick back hair.
Oh, I was, wasn't I? I was
Yeah.
deeply human.
Yeah.
Okay, great. I can still be that then and not worry about being discovered. All right.
Do you
I
think he's
know-
gonna recognize me?
No,
No,
He's-
right?
Oh, even
No.
from that one little thing, he might, but I don't think he won't put two and
I
two
don't
together.
think I need to.
I know
Well,
earlier in the day after you booked the room and Kaladin got the show, Cole was talking about running pretty much the lights for the show.
Yeah.
And doing
Yeah, I might do some of that stuff, but I'll keep an eye out on Potter in the room and run interference if I need to. Improvising is what I do best.
all right.
Alright, well, you have a plan.
Shit. I'll be
A
back.
shitty plan.
I'm gonna. Kaladin like jumps out the window. I'll use my performance of creation and like make a carpet and then animate it and fly off. I just need to go buy some guitar strings.
Jesus fuck! Could you have just made guitar strings?
They only last 2 hours.
Are you
It's
all right,
great.
so yeah, are you going to like try to knock on the door of a music shop?
Yeah, I'm gonna.
All right.
So here's my plan. I'm gonna.
Or buy him in the morning.
I already left. I'm just gonna go up and knock on the door. Wait to see if anyone answers.
A minute goes by, no one answers. You knock again?
Hello? I'm sorry.
You see through like kind of like a craftsman style door where there's 3 like quarter panes and the rest is solid wood. You can see like a lantern like past the main room, like light up.
Yeah.
And older, late 40s, early 50s, kind of silver foxy, good looking dude. He's got bedhead and everything, but
Right.
you know, kind of looks like a retired rock star.
Okay. I'm imagining like. Okay, got it.
Give me 2 persuasion checks.
Yeah. So I'll just like,
As he like opens up.
listen, I'm so sorry. I got a
What?
gig in the morning. I just need to buy a pair of banjo strings.
Ugh.
Oh yeah.
Says, hold on
Oh,
one
yeah.
second. Shuts the door. You hear him almost like kitchen pans tinging, and then he opens it
Mhm.
up. You see him like water dripping down. It's like you splash some water on his face.
Yeah. I'm so sorry, man. I'm playing at the Moonstone Mask tomorrow. I just need a pair of strings. Mine are really.
And you wait until it's the middle of the night.
I got a 29 persuasion.
Oh,
I totally forgot to come early. I'm so sorry. I would do it in the morning, but I want to make sure I'm prepping and stuff. You get it.
Moonstone Mask.
Yeah. You want? I'll give you a free ticket.
I haven't been to the Mass in years. Oh, you definitely can't go without new strings. So bring it in. He invites you in, lights up the torch, pulls out he goes through a bunch of several wooden boxes that have dividers and different diameters of strings. You know, the first couple he just kind of lifts off and he sets them to the side. You see this one case he pulls out, opens it up. Need the best. Puts it on there. So, performer name? I haven't seen. No offense.
No.
I don't
I'm
think
newer
I've ever
to the area.
seen one of your style. I like it. Flashy.
Yeah. Thank you. Caledon Row. I don't know exactly what I'm going by yet, but
All right.
let's keep the name. Spread the word.
He starts talking about back in my day, he traveled the Sword Coast. As he actually grabs your banjo and starts restringing it with these strings for you as he tells you this story. At the end of this story, he tunes it fucking like country, that swamp blues banjo twang.
Oh yeah.
To the perfect. He goes, I tell you what. This one's on me, but
Oh.
I got a little.
No.
I got a thing. I got a thing happening in a couple days. How about
Yeah?
you come down for a meet and greet with the students from one of the music classes? I don't know if they might pull on your fur and chuckle
Hey.
at your appearance. They don't mean any offense, but
Of
this
course.
would. For them to see a musician that played at the Moonstone this recently,
I'd
about
be
that?
happy to. Of
Would
course.
you? All right.
Yes, of course. But I cannot go without paying you, and I'll just pull out a platinum and put it down.
He
Thanks
grabs
so
a
much.
bottle of whiskey, puts out 2 cups, pours a cup for you. Doesn't try to keep you past the time, but will engage in
Yeah.
conversation and
I'll
shakes your hand.
drink that with them. Thank you, Mr. Kurt Cobain.
Yeah. Kurt, please.
Kurt Cobain.
Kurt.
Yep. He's got dirty blonde, yeah.
Yeah.
He's not Salt and Pepper anymore. Now he is actually Kurt.
Yeah. He's just Kurt.
But you do that.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Listen, if you want to, I'm opening 6 o'clock. Just tell them you're a friend of Caledon's. They should maybe let you in.
You got a will call list? Wow. I
don't know,
played
you may get
Moonstone
turned away.
4
I'm not-
times in the past 10 years, and I've never had a will call list. I gotta say, I'm quite impressed. I like your style, my friend.
Thanks. I apologize if you end up not being let in. But anyways,
All right.
thank you so much. I'll get out of your hair. And thank you for the drink. And then I'll leave and I'll like summon the carpet again and animate it and fly off right outside his door.
An hour later. Is there anything else you guys want to do before you go to bed?
I'm going to bed.
Are you all just going to bed? Is anybody doing watches? Taruk?
Taruk is going to test his etherealness spell just by... I'm imagining him, like, snapping his finger, and, like, they glow blue, and he's gonna, like, try to, like, unzip reality, almost.
Oh, fuck yes.
And just see what happens, because he gets, like, he feels like it could work, but it just, it's on the tip of his, you know, he just kind of... Not that he wants to entirely, like, use it, he wants to see if it works.
Can you read the spell for me, please?
Yeah.
Cole just watching. Cole just watches the whole time. Just like staring at him.
You step into the border regions of the ethereal plane. In the area where it overlaps with your current plane, you remain in the border ethereal for the duration or until you use your action to dismiss the spell. During this time, you can move in any direction. If you move up or down, every foot or movement costs an extra foot. You can see or hear the plane you originated from, but everything looks gray, and you can see anything. You can't see anything more than 60 feet away. The ethereal, while in the ethereal plane, you can only affect and be affected by other creatures in the ethereal plane. Creatures that aren't in the ethereal plane can't perceive you and can't interact with you unless with a special ability or magic that is given to them with the ability to do so. Ignoring all objects and effects that aren't in the ethereal plane, allowing you to move through objects you perceive that are on the other plane that you originated from. Spell ends. When the spell ends, you immediately return to the plane you originated from in the spot you currently occupy. If there is something in that spot that's solid, you are like shunted to the next open area. The spell has no effect if you cast it while you are in the ethereal plane, and it lasts for 8 hours.
And are there any components needed? No, like just like a different version of a bird. Like there was an Aarakocra that wasn't a pigeon folk, you know, that was like a clicker. One of those that you remember seeing him do this, and you just imitate it as best as you can. The first thing, as the spell just starts, and maybe not zipper-esque, but like peeling away, like a skin of a fruit or something. This portal opens. You smell the black licorice. And you do see, before it opens, just several dark silhouettes wandering aimlessly within your 60 feet. It looks windy. You know, like the trees don't have leaves or anything, but the dead branches are just flowing from left to right. I'm gonna say, even though it's kind of against this spell, as you like peer in, do you step into it?
I think he's just looking in. Might like go close to kind of look in, but not trying to get into it.
As you get close, there is a color glowing. Like, you can't see where it is until you get into it, but like as you get your head up to the mirror, you know, and kind of look around, from where you guys are, it would be to your southeast. Just, you see something that kind of catches your eye. I'm not, if you want to end it there, that's fine.
Okay.
Dangling candy in front of his face, Andy.
I know.
Mhm.
Just wanted to see if it would work. I didn't want to open up the can of worms.
Touch the butt.
Touch the butt. This, I don't know if Tim heard what the description was, but I just opened a portal to the ethereal in our room.
I know, I saw that. I was wondering what we saw, like, if only he sees that and we just see him, like, looking or something.
I would say that he sees it, but you guys see like more of a disturbance in the air.
Like
You
heat
know,
waves.
yeah,
It's really hot and you just see like the warble.
Exactly.
Hold
they
just
could-
laying on the bed, like, just watching.
What are you doing, Taruk?
He's gonna close it.
Just before you close it,
Ooh.
you notice one of those reapers. Just not like look in your direction, but not notice you, you know, and just float on past. They're always
His
around.
feathers are gonna get all puffed up and then go back down.
Mhm.
At this time, Kaladin,
Have any
you
of you tried these things? They're really good.
fly back through the window. It's now like 12:30 at night.
Got him. Then I hit the hay. Out.
Andy, I'm gonna finish attuning to the ring, and I think I only need 4 hours of sleep. So
Mhm.
once I finish my long rest, I will actually get up and meditate for the rest of the time.
All right. Cole, anything else? Taruk,
No, go bed.
perching on the end of the bed.
Yep.
All right. You all get your long rest.
Which bed?
Oh yeah.
Which bed is he perching on?
Let's see here. So,
The minor Kaladin's bed. I really want to know if he's perching on my bed.
yeah. Are you perching on the bed? I mean, there's dressers.
I mean, I could do
There's
like
chairs.
a chair or something.
Yeah,
How
all
about he
alone.
tries to perch on Cole's bed and then
Cole just
Verwin,
stares at you.
as you come out of your meditation, you see that Taruk has, like, maybe not purposely, but he's like on top of the chair, and it's underneath the desk, and it's like tipping like at a 45-degree angle, and the bottom seat of the chair is like underneath the desk. It's still literally the only thing stopping this chair from tumbling over.
He'll be fine. And then I'll get into my meditative stance and just start to meditate.
You guys get your long rest. You can take the time as you wake up and dress for the day. Prepare your spells. Reset your hit points and anything else that you need to do. And you hear a single knock at your door.
I'll open it.
You open it, and you can see one of the fine staff members in her beautiful dress. You just see the back of her band that holds the mask on, and you see a bag like on your doorknob not like a doorknob. I would imagine these are like the old cast iron kind of latches that you can stop lock.
The little push down thing.
Yeah. And it's just like a little burlap sack.
Thank you.
There are 2 masks in here. Black.
Ooh.
And a note.
Oh.
Please.
Like,
The note says, please, if you are attending the ceremony today, wear these. It is tradition while on the moonstone.
That's useful.
all right. I'll kind of put mine on. See how it looks.
Like Zorro.
Nice.
It's like a Zorro mask. Yeah, I don't even think Noah probably doesn't even know it's Zorro.
Yeah. The little.
Zorro.
I know Zorro. I'm cool.
I'm just gonna look at Kaladin and just great. No one can recognize you now.
Yeah, I don't know if I like that. I kind of want to move my face.
No, I'm making a joke, Kaladin.
It's that elven tone. You can't.
Very dry humor, I've been told.
Yeah. It's okay. I like it. I'm very wet, so.
Oh.
The day is yours. What would you like to do? Are there any preparations or anything you would like to do before we kick this shindig off?
Kaladin is just rehearsing his set all day long and like going through the motions of like the end scene.
Okay.
Just kind of going through it in his head.
Alright, roll me another d20. Cole, anything that...
16.
To Calvin, trying out again. Thank you. Before I do this, can you think of any reason why we would need this again today?
I'm not gonna be able to tell you guys. Well, yes, I will. I can save one. But if I, for some reason, can't tell you guys if Potter leaves, it might be good to like check halfway through for Verwin and Taruk, see if where he's at. But it's always 50-50 whether it works or not.
Yeah.
Other than that, though,
I'm gonna do it. I would like to scry on Xenia.
you mean
Failed. She failed.
Nice.
So it's like your vision rushes through the clouds. You are on the 5th floor, like the other side of the building. You see Potter, but this is the first time that you've seen him not in his adorned, his robes and cloaks and, all of the fancy shit that he wears. And you see two, he has like 2 outfits. And he is asking her, which one? I like this one, but is it too much? What about this? This one, I think, matches Never Ember's. Does it matter? Give me a perception check.
No. 4.
Right, so you don't really see anything else going on in this room, but you hear them have a conversation. He tells her that after the ceremony is finished, that if the master Tavan shows up, he will be out after that. Not out like gone. That's just Andy's, lack of
Oh, yeah, I got
English. Like, he will be occupied for a few hours if Tavon shows up after this ceremony. And you can hear it in her voice. Like, she plays it like, really? It's your day. You've done so much to get here. You should just hang out and do these. He's like, no, I have business. You know that we don't talk about it. And she goes, well, I guess I'll go back to my place, after the ceremony, so I won't bother you. You could say it the way she is saying it. You understand that it seems like she's trying to lie and she's not good about it. Like, you know that you have an arrangement with her.
Yep.
Outside of that, you really don't see or hear much. The part of the conversation that you decided to scry in is more about him picking the right outfit. And
Yeah.
I guess, if anything you get from this, he is a fucking self-righteous, kind of cocky, condescending, jockey.
I understand. So, as I come out of it, I'm gonna look at Kaladin and them and go, I'm gonna go stretch my legs. I think there's some breakfast here, so I'll bring something back for you.
How was
Since you
that?
can't really be walking around.
How's that hole?
Yeah, I forgot I did that. I was trying to try on Zinnia to see where she was, but I didn't really get a good reading.
Okay. I'm gonna just sit down with Verwin and Taruk.
Okay.
So when Cole scried on him last time, we got a peek at what we think sort of ammunition, if you will, he might be packing today. I jotted down a list as he was calling it out. Looked like he had some spell called Dimension Door, Teleportation Circle, and I think that was all we really got. A lot of defensive stuff to protect him.
Yeah.
Get away quickly.
Yeah, so I don't think he's going to be a huge threat to your life, but keeping him is going to be a problem, and hitting him is going to be the issue. So I don't know if that helps, but
Hey, knowing is half the battle. I'll be back.
So
I'm going to
Cole's
turn into my
downstairs.
human form.
Human form. What are you? The rest of you doing? Are you going downstairs too?
I'm not going downstairs.
I would like to go grab provisions, actually, stock up on food, to put into my freezer bag.
we have a freezer bag.
I do have a freezer bag.
That's cool.
I thought about that.
Taruk,
Some meats, some
You-
produce.
easy enough. How much you looking to spend?
Probably for a week's worth of rations.
Okay. Good stuff or just good?
Decent,
Okay.
not terrible.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, not terrible by any means, but stuff I enjoy
Couple gold.
that I can experiment with while cooking as well. To how much?
Couple gold. 2.
Okay.
2 gold. We'll give you
And then
more than enough stuff.
I'd like to go to the nearest tavern around and just ask if I can use their kitchen.
Roll
I
persuasion
promise
check.
I'll be out of the way. Oh yeah, I'm great at those. Natural 14 for a 13.
Nice.
You finally find one. It doesn't even have a name. It's off of a alleyway. there's 3 or 4 people in it when you're there, and the barkeep's like, all right, but I'm not paying you. I'm not paying you.
No. I'm not. Agreed.
Sure, why not? I'm sure they love something. You know, the
Yeah,
people.
and I just want to cook up a meal for myself.
Okay.
I'm not cooking for patrons or anything. Actually, you know what? If there are patrons in there,
Yeah.
I will cook them a meal.
All right.
Fuck yeah.
So while you're grabbing rations and finding this, Taruk, are you doing anything for the first half of the day?
Taruk's gonna go for a fly, just to around.
Okay.
Hopefully not getting lost.
No, I mean
Learning the topography.
Okay. Let's see here. You probably one of the first things you know as you get up, the first things you see is the smoke coming from the forest, and there's a large mountain that shoots out of the middle of Neverwinter Forest that just has smoke shooting out of it. And, you know, the ashes are still present, but it's actually not as bad by the sea. The wind keeps them pushed into the city. You get a good view. Is there anything specific that you're looking for?
Guess nothing in particular, just lay of the land, getting used to what everything looks like, maybe people traffic patterns, so junk like that.
You do notice a lot of people starting to filter in of all different varieties. Several more griffins fly in and land, and you can see them tied up. You can see probably a series of 6 or 7 very nice carriages lined up on the road that leads to where the portal is for you guys to get to the Moonstone Mask. And they are decorating like crazy outside. All sorts of blues and silvers and, you know, pretty colors. But nothing. I mean, roll me your perception.
19.
19? Okay. You actually see the arrival of the Lord Daggle Neverember. He walks. He rode in the carriage. You see him get out. You can pick him out just by the style and distinguishment of the carriage. Like it's Lord's, you know, thing.
It's ornate.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah.
Much better than his castle at Caribou. But yeah, you catch all that. Anything else?
Okay. He's gonna have breakfast and junk, but
All right, Cole.
yeah.
I will be in my human manager form as I step out.
Okay.
I would like to look down the hallway to see if there's any attendants here.
No. No, not at this moment.
I will transform into a human woman adorning the uniform and mask of an employee here.
Okay.
And I will head up to the 5th floor.
Alrighty. Walk up. No one's really paying any attention to you.
Keeping my head down, trying to seem not, inconspicuous.
Okay.
And I'm keeping my eye out for either Potter or Zinnia.
Make a perception check.
Much better. That's a 60.
Like when you get to the fifth floor, they have like that open, really nice kind of ritzy bar, and you can see like the landing zone that sits outside, and there's griffins tied up there. As you turn around, you see Zinnia. Open the door, close the door, and start walking towards you, like towards the stairs.
I want to keep a wide.
There's a couple people like eating and stuff, but you could get to a blind spot if you want.
Oh, God, I'm trying to remember what the manager's name was.
Lisette.
I got it. That's it.
Say that again.
Lisette.
Lisette, that's right. I can't really do that. I'm gonna try to tuck around the corner and just keep an eye on her.
Okay. As she walks out the hallway to the open part, grabs a coffee, like sits down by herself for a second, like drinks out of a cup for a minute or two. You see a couple people like acknowledge her and say hi, but they don't stay to converse or anything. After a couple minutes, she puts it down, spins around on the bar stool, and starts walking back towards the stairs. Is there anything you would like to do?
I'd like. There is, but I'm hesitating. I'm going to try my best female voice I can muster.
Okay.
Really, really raise the pitch. And I'm going to walk by her, but not try to get too close.
Okay.
Like, keep my distance. And in the best female voice I can muster, I'm going to say, fuck, I already forgot her name.
Lisette.
Lisette, thank you. Madame Lisette requests your presence in your room.
My room.
There seems to be a problem.
Today is not the day for problems. You see her walk back from the stairs and head back to her room.
I will do my best to stay behind but follow.
Okay.
And if she enters her room, I'm going to try to go in behind her.
Like stealthy, or just end up in there?
I'm going to try to be stealthy about it,
Okay, roll stealth.
but it won't change what I do. That's a 19.
19?
Not bad. Plus, I have some stealth, right? Not horrible at stealth. Plus 1.
So
Dirty 20.
she walks back to Potter's room. And
I will hesitate then at that point.
yeah, that's. I mean, you know stuff about her, but no one knows stuff about her. So she is maintaining the visage of.
Are they trying to placate that her and Potter are a thing? Because her and Lord Neverember are, right?
Yeah. You know she is a greedy.
Yep.
It seems like she's burning
I
the
got it.
candle at 3 ends.
No, I got you. I got you.
She opens the door.
All right.
Do you go in the room, or are you gonna stay outside?
I'm gonna walk by the room to see if I see Potter.
Yeah, you do. I picked this one. You know, that's what you hear, and you see him, you know,
Yeah.
getting dressed up in his nice clothes.
Right. Not what I was hoping for, but more than I expected. So
Okay.
I will turn around and head back down.
Okay. Let's say you guys all gather up, and let's take our break real quick. All right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't realize what time it was. I'm sorry, guys.
You're
We're
good.
gonna go
Oh, sorry.
ahead. We'll be back in a few. Do, do, do. Do, do. Yes.
Is that one of those like cord holders?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
All right. So.
Well, it wouldn't fit on my charging cord. Like I couldn't get it to go. So I was like, where am I gonna put this? Oh.
Here, I'm gonna go ahead. Let's see if I.
There you go.
Since I have the tuning holders, it doesn't affect like my sound at all.
That's awesome. Oh gosh, back's killing me.
All right, we're back. Where the fuck is this? Do I want down? Okay,
Noah.
I go here and go here. And go back here. I wish I could. How do I hide the screen? Well, you guys can see that, right? Here. All right. There. Try to get a little bit up. If you go to
Andy, Chase, I was 2 hours away from you guys today.
Yeah, I know. You should have came out.
Well, I'm up in New York City now, so.
Okay, well, I was a little farther.
Ooh, how's that?
It's not bad.
I will. Oh, wait. Here, let me drop. How do I share this?
Albert link. I just copy the link.
Just copy the URL.
Yeah, the URL. Yep.
Here, let me copy
How do I
that.
stop watching this thing?
Just click on it.
I'm on my phone, so... Oh, wait. I'm not sure if I can do it the same way.
There we
Dang. What are those little things scattered all around?
I'm gonna tell
Are
you.
those guards or people or?
I'm gonna tell you.
All right.
So, let's see. Let me get back into voice. Just so. I don't think this.
1, 2,
Love
3, 2.
Albert.
There. 1, 2, 3, 2, 1. So you guys can see that. All right. So as we come back, we're just gonna get in. Do a little time lapse. Get ready for Kaladin's thing, unless you guys have anything you want to really do before to set things up. I'll give you. Okay. Yeah, actually, what? Roll me a cooking check. The what? Ophelia? Okay. What's cooking? Intelligence? Wisdom? $17? All right. You get some decent food out, and like as you're wrapping up and trying to leave, because you you get the general instincts that, hey, wait, I gotta be at this place at this time. The barkeep's like, you want to come back at 5? Serve dinner. All right, great. Yep. See you later. Noah, that Carver's father is taken care of. Kaladin, what were you gonna say? Kaladin, is there anything you? All right. If you guys want to put where you want to be on this map, I will tell you that every one of those compasses is a well-dressed noble of sorts that you don't recognize. Most of you don't recognize them. There is one in particular person that you see walking around here that all of you know. You know him as Volo. And you see him hanging out with like two females. One is like a little bit older human, probably early 50s, and one of them is a brunette, total smoke show, and probably mid 20s. Like, she's a grown woman. Yeah. All of the masks that you see are staff members. And every the white backgrounds and the queer backgrounds are males and females that are just mingling. You can see there are two bars, one on the north and the south. There are beautiful blue and silver like banners and ribbons just draped over everything around here. You can see about a dozen trees that are lit with like this like light gold light, like almost like yellow, like a sun, but it's not bright. It's like dim mood lighting. Yeah. And I will say, as we kick back in, Lisette Rebjun says, "Well, are you ready?" I think you're good. She leans into you. She leans into you, like, you know. She's like 2 feet shorter than you. And she goes, "To be fair, you are the sound check. So, sound good?" She'll and is it any introduction? Name? Like okay. All right. She walks up to the stage, and you see where the rug is at the top of the map. It's built up a little bit, so you have stairs on each side. You can walk up, pull out your banjo. You kind of like sit off to the side in the back. Lisette steps up in this beautiful black gown with her like fiery orangish red hair, and she goes, "The first performer of the night, Kaladin Rowe, the future of barding in the sword, on the sword ghost. Everybody give a round of applause." You know, and you hear a handful of claps. The crowd is still, you know, not focused on this, like mingling. And where are you guys on this map? The rest of you. I know we got Kaladin up front. Okay, you want me to put a thing up there for you? Here. And let's make you red. So Cole's right here, like in the back at the intersection. Verwin and Taruk, where are you guys on this map? Okay. Which one? Mm-hmm. Uh, and you. No. No. Okay. Being inside, you do see my first drop, which is an older dwarven man with a massive beard that is braided in so many intricate ways. Only one could do it over decades and decades and decades. Having a battle hammer, like almost like a staff, and somewhat purplish skinned cloaked figure to his right side, and a human woman with curly brown, like light brown hair. You do see one of the waitresses call out and say, "Oh, Brunar, it's so nice to have you here. I got your table right over here." And I think this is probably the first moment in this where those books that you read as a child, Verwin, you now see in front of you Brunor Battlehammer, Dritz Durden, and Caddy Bree. Dritz is kind of being inconspicuous in himself. Caddy Bree, you can see as they get to their table, is kind of like nudging him and promoting just like a good time. And Brunar is just in the later years of his life, but still such a force where every plan that you thought you had, you immediately like second guess yourself for a second. I'm not trying to throw you off. I'm just saying, yeah. I yeah. So you're like hanging out in the center like bar area. Okay. All right. Uh the rest of you, Taruk, where are you on this map? You want me to put someone up there for you? Oh. Oh, I see. All right, so you're looking over what would be the south side. You can see like the whole stage area and all the seating. Um, Cole, you see Daggle Lord Neverember walk like behind you, and at this point where Kaladin is just getting ready to start his performance, he walks into the building. Verwin, you now see Lord Neverember, and he goes over to Brunar. They do like one of those, kind of handshakes, and hangs out for a minute as he like mingles around. I think with this being said, Kaladin, the stage is yours. The Lisette let's introduces you, which she is the most literal person you've ever met. So she literally repeats what you said. You hear a couple claps, but nothing like the performances that you heard, within the last 10 days. As you like turn around and face the crowd, make me a perception check. Okay. You see probably a dozen people already seated, waiting for this. You can pick out the older female and the younger female. They have in their colors. You can see like the water deep colors in their uniforms, so you can immediately identify them. But everybody else is kind of not obscure, but blended in theirs. Yeah. So after the claps, kind of is what, Cole? Yeah, but it's still like it's just on the first part of dusk as Kaladin takes the stage. So, you can see the tree. All the gold trees on the map are like lit trees, like Christmas trees, but just in a light yellow glow. There are a series of like torches, like driveway lights for us, like cast iron poles that have torches around them, both by the bars and probably every 15-20 feet on the main pass, but not in the bench, like the stage area. There's no light once you walk past the back part of the seats to create that ambiance. Kaladin. Right, like as Lisette is introducing Kaladin, you take that time, to connect with each actual flame within the range of this spell. And then once you have control of all of these, I'll let you use it at once. You see you deepen that flame. Almost gets like dark for a second, and Kaladin like walk up. There's no microphone or anything, but you do see like horns on each side, and you look around. You're a spellcaster. You can pick up simple incantations. You can rock this, and that. Yeah. She walks down. You see her look a little confused at the purple flames. All right, roll me a performance check. Give me a spellcasting. Give me roll d20. Add your spellcasting mod. I just want to see how like if you're a cheap version or a really good version. 19? Okay, yeah. Do as you wish. $26. Your intro, like you come out and it's just the banjo. And like once you step past like the horns on the side, you can start to hear somehow that it is enchanted to suck your volume and put it through these horns. And for a brief second, there's a bit of like remembering to stay in your time, like when you're on stage and you step past those speakers and there's that echo that bounces back at you and you're like, that's not actually, that's behind me, and there's that brief pause, but this was my skill check for this point, was you stay, like it doesn't phase you. And then all of a sudden, you see the three tables off to the left hand side, and you can see by the house there's another three tables. And immediately, within the first minute of this song, they have turned from their conversations, and you see them turn their attention to you, along with everybody that is sitting down. Well, when you came out and there was that brief second or two before you started playing that awkward moment of silence, they are now like not necessarily bobbing their head, but engaged. Their conversations have kind of subsided. You see to the left of you in the front row is these a human male and female just sitting down, and the female, obviously it's his wife, it trying to talk to him, and it like 10 seconds into this intro, he's like, well, we came for this. And you immediately, like, you connect eyes with him, and you know that you have him, like, yeah, he smiles, being, that fan awestruck by the person on stage. Recognize the first song, or first several songs go exactly as you planned the night before. You get this sense of like not calming down, because you don't want to do that on stage, but a little bit more security. Mm-hmm. So we go into part two of your set. What would you like to do going from this into the next phase? Okay. Roll me another performance check. Okay. Like when you're at an amphitheater and they got the TVs on the Rockstar for the people in the lawn seats. Okay. A 12? Okay. You do have your inspiration from last session for spending the whole night. You spent time planning your set list. I gave you inspiration for this. So that's just advantage. That's not an inspiration die. Okay. Verwin. At this point, you see walking down the large center stairs. There are 3 staircases in this vast open like bar mess hall kind of high class. I say mess hall, but it's legit dining. But there's one main staircase, and you can see Potter Frostgrave adorned in this like bluish like a man suit kind of, very very business-esque, but this cape that the cape that is like flowing down almost like a wedding dress as it like hits the stairs. You can see off of the furs that wrap it, it's like a constant prestidigitation, not over exaggerated, but just a very beautiful touch, like glitter floats off 2 inches on each side as it hits every step. You see Lord Doggalt Neverember meet his eyes and say, "There's the man of the hour. You're the reason everybody is here. The savior of Neverwinter. The guy that has lent a hand and help us rebuild our city from the spell plague." And he comes down and meets, and they all like, do that shake, and you can hear the not aggressive, but the popular intro of Kaladin fade into this subtle, like ballad-esque, soothing, you see the cloaked figure with like that purplish skin just stand up and walk to the other side of the door so he can make get the visual of the crowd and the stage. Potter comes down and engages in a conversation with the Lord of the city and Runar Battlehammer. They all like slip away. Roll me a stealth check. I'm gonna say you've been prepping this. I'll give you advantage. 27? Okay. Easily. Just manipulating your way around like that one person that knows it will not go noticed at a popular place. You slip around up to the 2nd floor, move down the hallway, and start to ascend the stairs that go further up. Taruk. Being up at your spot, I think the first thing with your perception that's a little unnerving is there's like 6 or 7 griffins tied up just like 60, 70 feet. You're above them on this roof, but they're like puppies. You know, like they have their feed troughs, and you know, as you go to like just watch what's going on here, there's that constant like bickering like of brothers between these griffins and the random crows and the kind of screams that they have. um but give me a perception check. So Cole's doing this very, I imagine like a trancy kind of interpretive dance during this. $17. Directly below you. I'm gonna give him. I'm gonna give him this right here. So where's my pointer on here? Drawing. There's a pointer right here. All right, right here. Huh? You see, right like directly up from you where that little dagger is. It's not what you see. It's what you hear. And even the words from your height are hard to distinguish, but the voice, the tone, everything about it brings you back to when you were in Daggerford and bound in the basement of that building. Something about this voice links that time frame. You heard this voice while you were trapped there. You don't recognize the individual or anything. You know, you guys didn't really see anything. But this voice you do pick up on. And for the rest of it, it looks like Kaladin and Cole are fucking doing what they do, which I would imagine for you is a little like, exuberant, out there, eccentric, compared to Taruk. But that plays well. And the lights, the dancing lights, people start to pick up on your performance. The sun is now starting to set beyond the forest, and being the Moonstone Mask up high, it is almost like a spotlight as the sun goes behind sets, rises in the east, sets in the west. Yes. So as it goes behind, just the ocean. It provides this like amber glow that's shattering out. It's magical. At this time, Verwin, you are going up from the second to the third floor, because with your movement, you can make it that far. Kaladin, what is the next part of this performance? I want you to treat this like a sound system, but I want the visual to be like, yeah. Yep. At that, give me a persuasion check. Verwin, a woman in a beautiful dress, kind of hits your shoulder as you're going up the stairs, and you can hear her rushing down, like towards the main area. 17. There's like that moment where like you thought this was perfect and a great idea, and there's that gap, like that awkward pause. And I mean, you still like hit a note, and you can keep the crowd engaged. I'm not trying to say that. And at that point, Caddybree will grab Dritz and pull him out in the road, like in the center alley that you see, just outside, like at the Four Corners part, and just kind of, she's a little over the top, happy, having fun, like pulling this guy out, and you like get excited because you think it's Potter, and you realize it's not, and you don't fucking recognize who this is. You're not a part of this, and then like after a minute, Potter comes out with Zinnia Zool at his side. Says, "Keep it going, Bard." Get it clapping? As soon as you start getting them clapping, Brunor comes out, and you hear him as he's like just slamming his battle hammer like on the stone staircase. No one's there, so you can't really see it, but if you were there, it's like starting to crack all of the rocks. But everybody gets into it, and at this point, you now draw one. Wait, what was your performance? 17? Oh, you didn't roll performance. Okay. All right. So now you got him out here. It took a little bit. Okay. First off, yes. Okay. What one torch? You want it close to the stage or away? Okay, so kind of like back, like front lights, Kaladin. Two things. And what color light? Okay. So lights up, Kaladin. You start to pull in and towards like the middle of this uh section of your playlist, you start to see like as it dims and Cole brightens it up and lights up the whole area. Now that the sun is like almost past the sea, only like an eighth of an inch is there. So this has that emphasis, and you see all of the benches are packed, fucking packed. Everybody, and they're not sitting down. Everybody is standing up, engaged. The other thing you see off to the left, like your peripherals, is Lisette, like, fuck, you know, like it in that I knew it kind of face, like I shouldn't have done this. And the last thing that you notice as those flames light up is one individual that walks from the left side as he gets to the edge of the lighting of the stage. Roll me a d20. You don't lose your momentum, but you maybe for like a bar, you strum a little bit louder than you intend to, and then you catch yourself and bring it back down as you make eye contact with Sir Talbot Archambault. By this time, Lord Neverember has exited the building and is kind of just like standing back at the stairs. Cole and Kaladin, you can see this. Daruk, if you want to move, you can, but I would say during this part of the show, Kaladin has drawn almost everybody that is outside to the seating area. Like it is becoming they've never heard this style or this range. Someone that plays like rock to pop to soft core to pump it up, you know, like it's just unique because usually bards focus on one thing and that's not you. So if you want to move, you can. Otherwise, you will be standing there. You can see the griffins. The back lot on the top floor is empty by this time. So there's really nothing happening there. All right. Verwin. Up the stairs, down to Potter's room. You stand at the door. I think for you, for Verwin, this whole experience is a little uncomfortable because you're not that extroverted guy. But like you get to this door and you look left and right, and this is like you're alone. It's ghost town. I'm gonna give you some freedom. What would you like to do in this? Okay. Roll me a d20. Add your intelligence. Channeling, you know, like not casting. You've been around casters your whole life. This is more of like a I fucking hope this works. And the ring lights up in this like light blue energy. The door is glowing with magic. You do see a window that is open at the end of the hallway. And you do know from Cole's scrying, there is a window in the room. So I'm. Okay. Okay. Alrighty. So you like. Give me an acrobatics check. 23. So I'm gonna say you expend like a third of that movement and kind of like you don't jump, but you like slide through the window, grab your hands, and then you see the bricks in the building where you can kind of step along the outside of the building hundreds of feet, above the waves that are crashing. You jump out and expend your wings and fly around, and you see the window that is opening. And detect magic. How long does that last? 10 minutes? Yep. No blue. You can see like a glow from inside the window, but nothing at the window. It's open. Fly in. Land. You're in this large, probably 30 by 30 room that has, a king size bed and dressers and all the fanciest of fancy. This is the Ritz Carlton. This is the top level. This is probably a little too much, like unnecessary. From here, there is a chest that is glowing light. The door is glowing light. The bed is glowing light. Not the bed, a blanket is glowing light. Okay, give me an investigation check. Okay. On the desk, you see several books. Arcane by nature. You've been around wizards with your Candlekeep. These are spell books. But wizards have their books they like to use, good old trusty and stuff. This is just a buttload of spells, information, a map of the Sword Coast, and you start to see lines. And from where you were caught and captured, you can start to put together all of the paths that the Crimson Lotus is used to transport or smuggle whatever they need. Okay. The biggest detail you see is a circle around the small town of Amphiel. Mm-hmm. And as you're doing this, Kaladin, you now see the whole crowd. The Lord is Neverember is now like in your vision. You see Potter, you see Brunor, Battlehammer, you see Caddybree, all of these dominant figures that have have stories about them. You also now see several more members of the Lord's Alliance in the seats. You can pick out colors of Waterdeep. You can pick out colors of Mithril Hall. You see a couple more dwarves. You can see colors of Baldur's Gate, and several other smaller towns. But they all wear crests. So I'm saying with your performance roll so far, you have the ability to recognize these and pick up on the people that are really taken by this. As you go into the last section of your night, you see Lisette over talking to 3 women. As you finish, you look off to the stage left, and there are 3 other women that she is talking to. One has a violin, one has a cello, and one has a lute, and they are wearing these almost fluorescent pink ribbons, like the circus dancers, that use the ribbons to manipulate the ropes in circus, almost like that. But you have the crowd is yours. Really? You see a couple of the wives of these nobles get picked up in this and just start dancing with this the best night of their life. All right, give me one last performance roll. Okay. Okay. Yeah, totally. Yeah. Taruk, as Kaladin is putting probably I'll leave it up to you whether you like Kaladin's eccentricness, because that's the only way I think I can describe your sets is, unless you're playing in a fucking the Knight and the Lad, you've been jumping all over the place and blending music. You see that voice that you heard. You see his stature change, and turn to someone that is next to him and say something, and their demeanor is now like alert. Like whatever. Roll me a perception check, actually, because you have the observant feat, right? All right, so roll me one of these. Let's see if you can read lips. All right, yeah. We'll get there in 1 second. Time? All right, I'm going to give this to you. Not word for word, but what you pick out is they recognize Kaladin. Like it's over a couple minutes, like back and forth. Are you sure? Are you sure? I don't remember. Do I remember? One of those situations. And then at one moment, they lock eyes. They turn their heads towards Kaladin. They look back at each other and have that body language of, oh, fuck. We know this guy. And you are alerted of these few individuals that do it. They're not necessarily aggressive or anything. They're not making any moves. You'd have to be stupid to at this moment, because if you're looking at the map, all of the angel kind of tokens that you see out there on the edges by the logs, because there is like a log wall, for code, because this is in the city. It has to be 48 inches tall so no one falls off the floating rock and all that fucking fun shit. There are a ton of guards, and you guys already know that the fucking staff, they have something happening in between them, so they're not aggressive, but you can definitely tell by their body language it's not a good feeling. How's that? So I'm gonna say all of these people. Where's my select tool? Here. I'm gonna say like this person's over here. You see this guy talking to this guy, and that's kind of where you pick it up. They're just on the other side of the alleyway. The rest of these people have flocked into their seats. And Lord Neverember's there. Potter's there. These guys from the back stairs have now moved, or the back tables have moved. And however, with Kaladin's performance roles, no one is sitting. Everybody is standing up. Is there anything you would like to do with that information, Drew? Yeah, but I'm being super flexible with this. Don't think of it as in actions. Think about like you have a couple minutes to maneuver through this. It takes you a third of that time to understand their body language and shit. So that circular. Uh-huh. You guys have been traveling together for almost a year now. I'm going to say you have ways to gather the attention of each other that is not drawing to anybody else, whether it's a certain whistle or a word or a noise. Yeah. Cole, you hear something that maybe you don't recognize it right away, but you know that it's a part of your team. But you're more focused on, finishing this crescendo. You turn your head as you're pumping up the lights, and you can see like the shadows of the lights cast a silhouette of Tushar on the top center portion of this. Yeah. Is there anything that you want to relay, Tushar? Or Taruk? All right. At this point, Cole, when you pin him, when you lock eyes on him, and you look at Kaladin, you can see Kaladin's knocking it, but Kaladin can be half bullshit, right? Like every other bar, every other measure, you can see Kaladin like turning his head in that direction subtly, like Kaladin's keeping eyes on this guy. Like no one else would notice, but because you've been informed by Taruk, you start to notice the acknowledgement from Kaladin too. Yeah, well, I mean, you and Kaladin are bros, so you totally know this person. This is, well, you know him as probably Bolt, or some other slang that was thrown at his direction in Daggerford, as he was just a local banker in Daggerford at this time. But he now wears, his clothing has improved tenfold. And his adornments, like, I would imagine back in these days, every noble wears either like a crest or a color pattern that distinguishes their house. Now you see a distinguished color pattern and crest to his house. And that, yeah, and you know that Kaladin was in debt or something like that, and yeah, I mean, he was dirty back then. We'll say. You're adjusting the lights and trying to actually roll me a concentration check, Cole. Woo! Fairwind, you better be ready. Yep. Ten. The lights, like, it's not an instant drop. You can control your magic to make it look like it was meant to be. But Kaladin, you would see, where Cole is. He's been controlling your lights this whole night. Almost at the very end of your performance, you see Cole's head like switch to the right hand side, and you know by that, and then all of a sudden, all of the torches, they've been so colorful and dancing and engaged with engaged with the crowd. All of a sudden, they just flicker back to their yellowish orange, standard torches. And Cole, I'm not going to make it waste action to maintain it, but I'm saying for a brief second in this action, everything kind of returns to normal, and you guys you stop. You crescendo. Taruk like moves around the front of the house to gain that eye on everything. So the last thing for tonight, Verwin, what would you like to do? As you hear, you've heard Kaladin talk about his playlist while you guys were trying to formulate a plan. Like, he says, I'm going to do this in 4 parts, and this is how I'm going to do it. You recognize the volume and tempo and gain that this is your last chance. What else would you like to do while you are in this room? Okay. Go, it kind of like a hope chest at the foot of the bed. The chest is not glowing itself. There is that light blue, kind of light coming through the seams. Nope, there is no lock and clasp. This is just like a hope chest. Right? Just the top set down. Blue light growing from like a burlap bag, like just twisted, not like a sandbag, like kind of like a burlap, like a comforter wrapped around. You pull it out, like unravel it. You see probably 15 inches long in a spear, like almost like a football. An orb with silver inlays leading from point to tip, but they arc, like they sprawl out and come together at the points. Roll me a history check. Fuck. You've heard about items that bend planes. This one, well, I mean, you need more knowledge how to activate it and or use it. Something about this specific item reminds you of a forgotten city, locked away on the ethereal plane. Okay. You also find with that several pouches of fucking gold. Oh, hundreds. Probably a couple hundred. And The only other thing besides the door that is glowing is a blanket on the bed. Okay. Is there anything else? Okay. And as Kaladin, your set ends, and you're the people love you. Okay, they're clapping, they're saying like encore, but Lisette is like, good job, get the fuck off the stage, like trying to keep the show on fucking time, and she brings up these. Yeah, you got 22 words, I think 25 or 22. Right. I think it would take a little bit longer than just lighting it up with a fireball. So I'm gonna say like a minute or two goes by. Lisette stands on the stage as the next performers are getting ready. Yeah. Oh, I think great performance. I don't mean to be shrill or anything. I really don't recognize your name. What was it again? Well, maybe we can hook up on some future shows. And one of the women is talking to you. The other two are giving you total cold vibes. Like, and as they start to warm up, Lisette introduces Dagalt Neverember. And he goes to the stage and he starts talking about Potter Frostgrave. And at the moment where you guys like start to maneuver yourself into a tactical position, well, you're up. You fly out. You got a minute. I'm gonna say you can find a safe spot to land Veruin or Crest. Cole, you're not coming back. All right, so you fly out. Cole and Kaladin can link up. Taruk, you can stay ominous if that's your plan. I'm gonna say that what happens is as you guys are like starting to exit, and Potter takes the stage, or not Potter, but Lord Neverember takes the stage. She's a very charismatic leader, and he like shouts out Kaladin, and as you're walking away, you kind of have to like turn around and like stick your banjo up and fist to the air and bow, and the crowd cheers, and he starts introducing the nobles after that, and he starts talking about Moed and Elith Bellatrana from Waterdeep, the Griffin Riders, and he goes into Lady Adora, Macias, and Bastista. Thank you for the L tonight. And as you guys start to turn around and exit the property, as you're going towards the portal, in front of you appears older gentleman dressed in off-white robes, 40 shades of fucking off-white. Long white beard, hair, long but kept. Everything about him is extremely professional. And before we cut scene, you hear Lord Neverember say, I see Lord Trayvon Elegar has decided to join this festivities tonight. Everybody give it up for the leader of the commerce of the member of the Lord's Alliance. And people just start cheering with those thoughts. Verwin? Yeah. Are you guys exiting the premises? Are you going towards the portal that takes you down to the sea level? Is that what you're doing? So, all right, Kaladin, are you heading towards the portal that takes you down to the city streets? Taruk, you're back. You hear from the stage. You hear from the stage. I want to thank King of the Mithril Hall, Brunor Battlehammer, his daughter Bree, and his acquaintances, and the crowd goes wild. I mean, in fables and stories, you probably heard them. The last thing you hear before we end tonight is, lastly, I want to thank Sir Talbot Arkenbolt, President of the National Alliance, for his generous donations to make tonight possible. And the crowd starts to cheer, and as that, you guys kind of gather at a point where you're out of sight, out of mind. And we're going to end tonight's session. I'm sorry for going late, guys. I know it's Tuesday and it's fucking midnight, so I wanted to get into that. So, yeah, check us out. We're at Dorithian Divide Saturday, and next Tuesday we are off. So, I will check you out. There you go.